trying to figure out the instructions here.
Blower. Big blower wine guy. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We are talking about the Pro Mod. Still don't have a name for it yet, but we're getting closer to getting a name.
Oh, hear me out. The Pro Mod.
No, we're not calling it the Pro Mod because this is not a Pro Mod. We are no longer classifying this as a Pro Mod.
Not a Pro Mod.
Not a Pro Mod. You guys know we picked this thing up. It hasn't been run in this configuration ever. You could tell by us doing some digging. We find some stuff, we're like, this would never work. You can't run this. We got it where it runs and drives. We drove it down the racetrack. We're like, we need to do some work. We have some plans. We're going to convert it over to coil on plug, leave the mechanical injection. As you guys can see, we upgraded from this Littlefield blower right here to a Whipple 980R. Big upgrade. Went from a Roots standard helix to a screw blower. For those of you guys that are not familiar with this thing, it is comparable in performance to like a C-rotor. Now don't let Randy on TikTok tell you that thing is a piece of shit because it ain't no C-rotor. It's outlawed in a lot of stuff. It's not SFI, but it is SFI. This one's got a sticker on the back. These originally came off of like offshore boats. They make really good power. They're way less maintenance than a C-rotor. They're way cheaper than a C-rotor. They make comparable power.
Yeah, very, very comparable power. Like, we probably won't ever use this blower to its full potential.
This exact blower has been 362. So you can't be like, oh, it's a C-rotor's that much. I mean, dude, like, you're comparing apples to oranges to potatoes to tomatoes at that point. So this thing's pretty badass. Price wise though, less than half. And as you guys can see here, we got a lot of cars, and my daddy don't own them. So when it comes out the pocket, we're looking for some deals, okay?
Yeah.
So we got this thing here. It's badass. Plus, it's great for like the shock and awe factor. When you put the front end on, the entire blower sticking out, you're like, holy shit, that's a huge blower. So for YouTube content creation wise, this is better than the C-rotor because it's just absolutely enormous.
And it uses a lot of the 1471 parts. So like our $3,000 hat, bolts on it. Lower intake, bolts on it. So definitely a, everybody's got a budget. We got a budget.
We have a budget, yeah.
And we don't like to, we spend money on stuff you got to spend money on. If you can save money, maybe save some money.
If I could keep the camera rolling when I'm bitching whenever I have to buy parts, you guys would understand, because Matt has to hear me, and sometimes it's painful. Like, I got to pay a $650 trash bill today, which I've been dreading, and I had to pay $19 for my insurance today, which I'm dreading.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, you got to order this, and John's like, what about Amazon?
Yeah, it happens. So there are some stuff we are changing, going from this blower here. So now this Littlefield blower, it's a good blower in its own place. So this is like a hot rod blower. This is like a 1700 horsepower blower. This is a blower that you put on your burnout car. This is that we might put on one of our burnout cars. This is a blower that is just like hot rodding around car shows. Go run some 8 or 9 second passes with it. This thing right here will run like a mid 5 second pass.
Yeah, race blower, street-ish blower.
This, if you were to compare it to turbos, this is like your Cast Wheel 76 off Summit T4, and this is your forced induction 114 millimeter billet center section turbo that you go and set records with. That's the comparison. Size-wise, I mean, this is a large blower. It looked good on there. The car sounded badass. This is a whole nother level. So we are changing some things along with that to support this blower. Matt ordered a bunch of stuff from RBS, Superchargers, and we've had the help of Jim Kyle, who we ended up getting the blower off of, and he's been kind of, I'm not familiar with this blower stuff. I really don't know it. I'm learning the mechanical injection stuff as we go. We got great help with Scott over at PIG Motorsports. He comes up here and helps us out with this stuff. Jim is a huge help, and then obviously Matt applying just the knowledge of tuning to the concept. This is a very barbaric, raw form of tuning. I mean, it's like on-off is pretty much it. Yep. When it's on, it's pumping fuel. When it's off, it's not pumping fuel. So we're making some updates for this blower because fuel-wise was way too rich. Fuel pump-wise, don't have enough. Drive-wise, wasn't the right drive.
Ignition system. It's a Pro Mag 12, so 12 amp Pro Mag. And you guys, Pro Mag guys, you know, you're gonna say, you know, 44 is the way to go, and MSD 600 is very comparable to a 44. MSD 600 will kill the Pro Mag 12. So
coil-wise, right?
Yeah.
This is comparable to a stock LS coil.
Oh yeah, if you were comparing like racing stuff, you know, I forget what the millijoules is. It's pretty good, but it's still nothing to where you'd want to run this at its full capability. So there's a lot of advantage to MSC 600. I know a lot of people like to keep the mag on, and the mag is cool, but you know, we're trying to go fast. We're trying to go fast quick, and you know, not deal with a bunch of stuff. And cool on plug is 21st century.
Now we're putting this thing together to go out to the JJ Arm Drop race, no prep, Fayetteville, run big tire with it. After that, we're looking to sell the rear end. It's an 11-inch Carmack. We're going to get rid of that to Mark Williams, 11-inch Mark Williams. We're going to get rid of that to go with like a 9-inch with a 10-inch ring gear.
Save some weight.
Solely off of we can't get the right gear ratio with the big 11-inch.
Gears are expensive, and our width, you know, we can get, you know, where small tires fit under, and we'll still be able to run big tires. You know, I don't think this is going to be like, once it goes on radials, just done with the slicks, but I think the adjustable shock brackets, everything for us is going to work better with a 9-inch.
Your daddy ain't a glass maker, is he? You ain't made of glass, are you? Those people at home can't see through you.
Well, I think you're on the phone, so.
It's getting rough. It's getting rough in here. When we do go over to small tires, having coil on plug, just as far as tunability wise, having to pull timing is really the only way you can pull power out of it. Coil on plug's the way to go. What happens when you pull too much timing out of this guy?
Explosions. Now you get, so your rotor phasing, you know, it's mechanically phased. So if you pull timing, you know, if you're at 30, 25, 20, you know, you get to where it can fire wrong cylinder. So, you know, MSD 600 with a Dominator, it's going to allow us to go faster, quicker, have more data. You know, that's the name of the game in race cars is data, being able to go out there and look at it and go, hey, what did it do? Look at the data, make a change, go faster. Without the data, you're just kind of stabbing in the dark. You know, sometimes you might make the right change, sometimes you might make the wrong change. So with the data, it really helps. But that's later on. Right now, we're just getting the basics of it. We got to get the blower drive set up. We got to get a crank trigger on it. Change some stuff over. This one, the 1471 had an 8mm belt. There's a bunch of different belts. There's meaty. So it's just
here, you can compare it right here to this guy. So that's the teeth.
Yeah. So this is a.
Here, put that back. Let's zoom back in there. Shoo, buddy. Does that mean we're gonna be breaking belts now?
No, I mean this is a pretty good belt. We're overdriving this at like 50%. You know, when we really lean on it, about 80% is about as much you want to run this blower. Right now we're doing 50% because we're going after JD's arm drop. We're getting a handle on tuning it. We don't need to try to run it. Hey, let's go make 65 pounds of boost. We're trying to make like 35 pounds of boost.
Driver experience also, you know.
Yeah. So.
Never driven big tires before, like on anything actually, like boogieing, and then they're like, hey, no prep, just hop in there. I'll be like, all right, sounds good, and I'll sit in that thing, and whatever happens, happens.
So we went with 14mm belt. This is a lot better than the 8mm stuff. It lasts a lot longer. We did a Star Racing belt, so any blower guys, the Star Racer belt is probably one of the best belts. It's a little bit more expensive. I think this belt's like close to $400.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, they're.
I didn't know that.
John's car. He said order it. I ordered it. No, so I mean the other belts, you get the.
Oh, what was that? Nah, so yes, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. The other belts, I mean a Gates belt, the Gates carbon belt's like 360, so you're above 300 for all the belts. This belt will last twice to 3 times as long.
When we break it, we sign it, we give it away.
Yeah.
Deal. I've literally waited my whole life just to be able to do that. Look at that.
Look at that.
Shoo, buddy.
So
the belt actual width stays the same on everything.
Yep. So 3-inch wide belt, or it's like metrics, like 75mm or something. So we did a 1750mm belt length. So hopefully that's right per Jim. Don't let me down, Jim.
Jim, don't let me down. Financially, I'll never recover.
So got this big boy.
Damn, that is quite a bit larger than that.
Yeah. So this is a 46 tooth. So this one, which the teeth count, like that one might be like, I don't know, 90 something because it's 8mm, but it's 46 tooth GT. So with the GT you can run the HTD or the GT because the tooth profile, like HTD's Square and GT's got a little rounded one, but you can switch and swap. They say you can't, but sources say you can. So we're gonna put this on there, and also we have a crank trigger setup because you can fire it off a mag. We don't have a bunch of the wiring stuff to do that, and the MSD grid is designed to run off of a crank trigger. So we're gonna switch it all over to crank trigger, and we're gonna need that when we go to a Holley. So this sensor is gonna go in here, it's gonna run, and we'll mount it up to the block. And it's got the
most confusing timing pointer known to man.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's like a it's a Hemi thing.
This one here too, same thing.
Yeah, that one you ain't really. I guess you have a 1 mark. So
I wonder what that mark is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you have, I guess you find TDC, and then every mark in between is 10 degrees. So you just go 3 marks from TDC, and that'd be 30 degrees time. We're probably going to be running this at like 34, 35 degrees.
Methanol, M1.
Methanol, M1. We're not going to run M5 anymore just because, you know.
I better hope the fueling's close, because oil-wise, I can't recover from this. Yeah. I need to get Nitro 70 to put in this.
No, we just need to get it. It is running really rich. Like air-fuel ratio probably like 2-0. 150.
1-0.
1-0.
1-to-1.
Yeah. So whole lot of fuel, and but we'll be running a lot of ignition timing. These are what's considered a big chamber fuel head, so they're like 165 cc, 170 cc. I think we showed some pistons and some heads at one time. So this thing's taking a lot of timing, a lot of boost, and right now it's set up. The port injection is way more than it needed with that blower. So
what's our game plan here? So we got a bunch of parts. We're going to try to install a bunch of parts. We're going to swap fuel pumps to a little bit bigger fuel pump. We're going to remake some lines. Hopefully,
that didn't sound good.
Hopefully, and not have to remake all of them, because we really just want to get through this week or the next weekend.
Yeah.
And then we can.
Because we're under driving we're not running the.
You think we're good?
Oh yeah, we're good with the fuel pump. We don't need to change any of that.
Oh, dude, hell
yeah. So we're gonna put the crank trigger on there, get everything dialed in with that. I think we only have to make 1 line longer because the blower is substantially taller. The hat's taller. The barrel valve and everything sits on that. So we'll get all that adjusted. Crank trigger on there, belts on there, starter drive on there.
Wire up so all the electronics that were in this thing, I don't think we took them out, did we? No. We just left them in there. So when we got the car, they were like, oh yeah, it just got updated. All of this stuff, wires run nowhere. Nothing works. Literally nothing works.
Yeah, not hooked up to anything. So, booster retard module, not hooked up. It's got a solid state relay deal, not hooked up. So,
who are we gonna get to wire it? Ava?
Nah, we'll, luckily it's not a whole lot of wiring. Like I said, I'm not going to try to do it and spend a whole lot of time, because this thing, I don't know, I mean, if it runs good, we could, no.
Back of the track?
Back of the track? Woo! No, this is like, yeah, we'll just take the blower belt off of it and run it motor.
Dig or die back of the track.
Dig or die back of the track. I mean, honestly,
and, dude, I got to manually shift this thing. I don't think everyone understands, like, as it sits right now, it is really, it's like a handful to drive, just because it's like chaos in there.
Yeah, I don't like everybody's like, oh, manually shift it and everything, but going fast like that,
we'll let it slide for now. You know, we have some trick things up our sleeve to stay manually shifted. Yeah.
So, all right, well, guess we're gonna start working on it.
We'll get a couple time-lapse stuff going on here. We're gonna have to take the blower off.
Yeah, I need to build a blower removal. They sell one, but we don't have it, so I'm gonna build one, because
budget
that thing
cuts.
Yeah, that $400 belt
really sent me over the budget.
Yeah.
You know. So all right, well, we'll get it taken care of. Oh look, Chris got his truck parked outside. He's out of town, so I put his truck up on jack stand and sold his stock wheels.
Ooh.
So we can get the blower harness strap thing.
What'd you get for them things? $300.
You guys literally thought I was kidding. I literally sold the wheels off of it and just left it here on jack stands. I think that's hilarious. All right, we're over here getting it knocked out. Very weird not having timing marks on the... Generally it'd be on the balancer, but they don't run a balancer. I mean, I guess that's the balancer.
No, it's just a degree wheel. Hemis are weird. Like, you know, small block Chevy, small block Ford, big block Chevy, LS. They're all pretty similar. You know, if you take apart one, you can put one back together. The Hemi, the drive stuff, everything about a Hemi is just different. So, but we got a pretty good idea. We found just kind of like a close TDC. Took a filler rod in the spark plug hole. Had John run it over until we found that, and then ran it a little bit past so you can find your dwell. It's not exact, but we have a mark on here, A and N. I'm not sure what that stands for. I'm guessing advanced and neutral or no.
Army, Navy.
Army, Navy. Who knows? A and fittings. But coincidentally, with where we're at, our A lines up exactly perfect with our timing pointer. So
at TDC.
At TDC.
So we should like make a mark. We should paint that one with like a white paint marker or something.
Yep.
So we know, because you can't see this once it's on there.
Nope. And then so what we're going to do is we're going to do that, and then what we'll do is we'll just maybe run, you know, there'd be 10, 20, 30. So we'll do another mark at 30, and then know we have to go 6 over that for our 36 degrees.
30. I don't know if you guys can see. We had to do it on this one because there was an issue with the markings on the balancer here. So
yeah, so small block Ford, if you guys know, there's a lot of different spacings for your harmonic balancer, but there's also A, B, and C timing pointer locations. We needed to have the B timing pointer location. This is a C balancer, but you can't get where you need to be for our spacing because this one's the shortest. They have some other ones that are longer, but
so we had to make our own timing marks, just like we will on this. Like, we've been practicing our whole life to have a Hemi.
Yes, this is it. So we'll find a paint marker. We'll get some marks on there, bolt it on there. So it's got the way this works, it's got a drive flange that bolts the cranks keyed, and then splined, should I say. It's not key weight. It's got it's like a spline that fits on there for the blower drive. And then this goes on there, and then our blower pulley. And man, that thing's...
Bigger lower, more boost.
It's a thick boy.
Smaller upper, more boost.
Thick boy.
So we won't ever change the lower, we'll only change the upper from this point.
Yep, so the lower, I was trying to find a 48. That would have been ideal, but they're very, very difficult to come by. So that's 46, it'll still work. We'll just have to run a little bit smaller on our top pulley to where we would, you know, really start to boogie with this. So we'll be running this, like I said, we're going to try to run it at like 80% when it's all said and done, but right now we're not trying to make a ton of power just because no prep. We don't, I mean, this thing 1,000 horsepower would probably be too much horsepower. So
name one thing that you love about the Hemi and one thing you hate about it.
Spark plug access.
You stole it from me.
I don't know, there's really nothing. I mean, the only disadvantage I think to a Hemi is they're just big. So like putting this, could you imagine this in a Fox body? Like, it's not fitting. Like,
no.
Towers, like, you're not taking the valve covers off with it in the car.
And this is, I mean, all the other cars, our frame rails come up and around. I mean, this thing is literally built for this motor. This chassis is, so it's...
Yeah, no, the way they did the strut towers, which I like kind of how they did that. It's very interesting. I like a Hemi. Like, after messing with it, I think, you know, I haven't really had a chance to mess with them because I've always been a small block 4 guy, and they've always treated me good, and they've gone fast.
Have we diversified you?
Yeah, no, I mean, which I love. I mean, anything. I've done Hondas 2JZs, Audi 5 cylinders, Volkswagen motors, diesel, just about anything. So I always like to get my hands on something new, and you know, I'm excited about the mechanical injection. Trying to learn how to tune it efficiently, try some more new stuff. You know, we always like to try to put our spin on things, and I think putting the Holley on there.
I think that's one of the reasons why we do okay with some stuff. I'm being humble here. We try some different stuff that people generally not try, and we try it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think that it's cool here. The channel is just like evolved into this like conglomeration of just like weird, badass, just crazy. We literally have pretty much one of every power plant.
It's so weird. Like, we're sitting there in the toter, we're getting ready to go, you know, morning's going, and then we're like, hey, let's go work on the Pro Mod. I mean, just to say that, I mean, where'd you start? Boosted Rooster?
Yeah, 5.3, stock bottom end 5.3, trying to go 8s. That's where it started like 3 years ago, and now we got a damn near 3,000 horsepower small block Ford, one of the baddest all steel all glass cars around, a Pro Mod, big block Chevy twin turbo truck, the OG Camaro, streetcar, 2 drag week cars right there.
Streetcar section, 4 street.
Yeah, we got 4 street cars right here. I mean, it's just forklift.
Wreck car.
Damn, had to go there. So, how's it going?
Just blowing it up.
Quite the bouncer you got there.
Trying to get, it's kind of a bullshit design.
I mean, think about how long this technology's been around. 90s technology.
So the degree wheel, whatever you want to call it, timing indicator goes on, but it's like on a splined hub, but it's not splined. It's like a
some Fisher Price shit.
Yeah, very very tight interference fit.
Beat it on with a hammer.
Not a whole lot of room to do no beating. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
Get your toy.
Where's your piece of wood? Get your wood.
Bring that here.
Guys, we really need a dog toy. This is the best we got.
Couplers, 2x4s.
Yeah, the setup here. Also, this didn't fit.
Oh yeah, we had to do some serious machining on
Custom CNC.
Yeah, fuel pump extension.
The 1-axis, aka Matt. It's also hot as hell in here, humid.
Oh god, yeah. I feel like I'm swimming. I'm about to go put the swimming trunks on. It's doing something. It's either going on or I'm messing it up.
Oh, it's going on. Yeah, you can see it from my house. Also, oh, here, CJ, you're a cameraman right now. The Crimp King's back in town. Me and CJ been crimping lines, working on Hank. Matt's been knocking this stuff out. Okay, let's go show him. Well, Matt struggles with that because it's 1920s technology. We're over here running our fuel line. The in-house crimper, how fast is it?
Super fast.
This is my like 4th fuel line I've made in like what?
I'd say 15 minutes or less.
Or less. Look how nice that shit is too. Bruh. Look at that. This little Johnny goes right here. Pow. Look at the line, it's so flexible too. You could put these nice bends in it. A couple 8L clamps. Professional, dude. What do you think, CJ? You ready to do your car?
I'm stoked to do my car.
Yeah. We're gonna bring your car in, but it sucks for CJ because we gotta charge him triple time and triple parts because It's CJ. He got it like that. That's what happens.
Hey.
All right, we got to make another one. Let's go back and check on Matt. I see it right over here. This stud, right there.
Race car stuff.
It's just how it is.
People think you just buy it and bolt it on.
I don't know anything I've ever just bolted on and it worked right.
No.
There's a few.
Wheels.
No. No, definitely not. God, he look at him. He got the world's smallest pry bar. Look at his pry bar he got.
Alright. So.
Got to think, we're going to be racing both of these cars in 2 weeks. We have reached the next roadblock.
The blower pulleys. It is hot in here.
Dude, it is hot
We
as
gotta
hell.
get some airflow.
No, this is our punishment for nothing fitting. Sorry, this is your punishment for nothing fitting.
Yeah.
Here's Matt. Hold on, let me put. All right, we can get the blower stuff in. We're gonna bolt right up, fire that thing up tonight.
I never said that. I would never say that because I know how it goes. This is our pickup bracket. Pickup goes in here, cinches down, tightens down, you adjust it, get all that.
I wonder if when you tighten the shit out of it, if it'll pull it in enough.
It's hitting right here, so this doesn't ever change.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So really ideally we'd be able to machine this, probably take half of this thickness out of this, and we could do that. If we had a milling bit and a good vise, we could do it.
I have a belt sander.
That would be a lot of belt sanding. Whew.
I'm just saying. We got CJ here.
1/4 inch.
CJ is the belt sander.
So got that. I'd almost be more tempted to take it out of the stands on the bracket than it would be this, because the stand bracket's a lot smaller diameter. It's just a circle, so getting that machine down correctly would be a lot easier than.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Because it's just with the two places.
Yep, two posts.
Yeah.
So we can do that. We need to take about, I don't know, 100 thousandths out of it, because we need a little bit of clearance, a little bit of thrust clearance in there. We don't want the blower pulley whacking on this bad boy.
How much flex would that have? Hopefully none.
Hopefully none. And then the only other thing that you got to think about, let's see, how. Yeah, it's like dead perfect. So the more you take out of this, the more
Offset it becomes.
Yeah, but it's okay if you get, I mean, this magnetic stuff, you know, it is what it is. You just got to do it. So you could take, if we had a mill, we could take a little bit out of this. The problem with this is I don't want to take it on this front side because it's so thin right there that if you go to tighten it down, I don't want to try to crack or anything. That would not be good.
Why don't we just weld it in there?
Yeah, we could do that.
Set the depth.
Yeah.
CJ, how would you do it?
Probably however Matt said to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, we could. I need to look. They might make a blower shim, like 100 thousandths blower shim, and then we just space the pulley out 100 thousandths.
It needs to come out some anyways because it's slightly in.
Yeah.
Off of the upper pulley, so that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. Let's wait.
Dude, you are sweating, my guy.
Dude, it's hot.
You are sweating. So next on my Amazon order will be a milling bit and a good vise.
Yeah, some Well, we have a drill press. We don't really have an end mill.
All right, so I'm just gonna buy an end mill.
I mean, we can look for one. End mill lathe.
If anyone's got a really smoking good deal on an end mill lathe that you guys don't use, that's a nice one. I don't want no middle of the mall shit.
Oh, I got one. You probably need to inform. We don't have 3-phase power here, so we need a phase converter as well.
Hey, look at the Crimp King over here just crimping, dude. Crimping ain't easy. Shoo!
So,
Look at that. How much money in fuel lines do I have so far?
probably as much as a whole entire sloppy build.
It'll be way. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna jinx myself.
So.
Yeah, when you hold it up and everything's held up nice in place, it looks professional.
Professional.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and we need to get the blower bolted down. The blower studs. We need to build a lifting supporter. If you guys are feeling
Yeah, I mean,
heavy.
I know you can't lift over 5 pounds, but I can pick up the slack.
Yeah. So we can do that and then come back and do the rear end stuff. We got a bunch of stuff we can do. So
We're no shortage of work.
yeah, a little bit of everything. What you been doing, John?
Nope. I'm not explaining. CJ, you can explain.
Well, Matt told him to take the burst panel off.
So first I'm taking the large part off.
So this was, the burst panel is on here like this, and there's some studs that go right here, so you have to access them to get the nut on there. So we try to take this off, but it's RTV'd on, and I was like, man, I don't want to be prying on it, mess it up, so just take the burst panel off. So John has been painstakingly taking the burst panel off. Just, I mean, you could maybe get to that. Whew. So, alright. Well, back to our original plan. I don't even think we can put it on there because our blower studs, we're going to have to, we need some different studs.
Is it all thread? Logan uses it as a hitch pin. We could use it as a blower stand.
I mean, they are aluminum. So, we'll go ahead and try to get this panel off once more.
Well, we can beat it up from the inside now.
Yeah, let's see if we can, we'll take the bolts off, see if we can beat it off.
Would you just look at it? Would you look at it? Oh, here, let me stand back here so you guys can get a full, just in all of its glory. This thing is just absolute. Look at that. Ka-chow. All right, Matt, come up here, give him a grand tour. What did we get done so far tonight on this thing? We made some good progress, made some headway on it.
Yeah, just like anything else. I mean, it's not like, hey, we're bolting the blower on. There's a lot of checking, fitting, making this work. You know, the fuel pump extension housing, had to do a lot of custom 5-axis machining on that with the portaband. Making our lines work.
We only really have to do one of them.
Yeah, one line, it's a little tight, but the only thing I don't like is how far they're over toward the blower, because how tight they are, and with the blower starter and getting them.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so we might need to build a bracket, pull them over, do something. So we got our upper pulley on, got our lower pulley on. We need like a 80,000 spacer because it's very close to our crank trigger, and so we're gonna work on that. The blower belt is the correct length. So
shout out to Jim.
Yeah, Jim hooked us up on that. Got everything else bolted down. We need to move some stuff for our upper injectors because the other blower had the 2 injectors inside the blower. This one doesn't have provision for that, so we're just gonna toss them in the hat there.
Dump some more fuel through it. Who cares?
Yeah, dump some more fuel through it. So it all fits.
What are we jet wise? Do we know what we need to do jet wise?
We were gonna do for the bottoms. We're gonna be ranging. He sent me a.
Uncle Jim hooked Matt up.
Man, look at that.
Came in a full. I didn't see a folder like that. And
No, he's good. So he's got a jetting chart and how to flow the pump flow 21 gallon per minute. We're a little bit off on
we're
that.
10 gallon a minute.
Yeah,
God, that's a big ass pump.
Yeah, so 64, 70s, different cylinders. The middle cylinders need more fuel, the outer cylinders don't. Just way the pump loop 75, 40 psi. So those are the jets. So the way, really one of the things, once you get this thing dialed in, you have your return circuit. So this barrel valve here, so it's gonna run, and you set your length, like the spacing like 20 thousandths. You stick a shim in there, and then you run it. So this would be off. So no fuel is going to the injectors, and it's all returning. So as this comes up, you're returning more fuel. What you can do is inside this, it has a jet. It's like a nitrous jet. So you can go with a larger jet, and it's going to return more fuel. It's going to lower your fuel pressure through here, reduce your fuel. Smaller jet will increase the fuel pressure. Even though it's open, it'll flow more through the injection system. We're going to try to do, the way the lean outs would work is all the lean outs would go in here. And
so that means we'd have to have even more lines on the lean outs?
Yeah, so you'd have lines.
This would just be like fitting central.
Yeah, when John's like, I really don't want to do AFI because I don't want to buy injectors. And he's like, $2,700 in fuel lines. lean out's $400 a piece.
Yeah, so everything he's talking about right now, you didn't have to worry about if you did EFI. And now Holley makes a hat.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if we put the Holley hat on there, it spaces the blower even higher.
Yeah, so you got a hat here. You do... They make a fuel like a distribution block where the injectors, you have 8 injectors all together, and then it still runs the hard line from the injectors. So
but how is that mess with the timing, the injector timing?
No, it's pretty, I mean, something like this, you're just putting fuel in it. It's not really sequential no more. It's just get some fuel in there and run it. I mean, you got to think this thing's not timed at all. It's just
on
flowing. So I don't know. There's a lot of advantages to that. Shutting it off, like, you know, with this thing leaning it out and everything, you don't have to worry about blowing it up as much. You know,
right now we're getting it running like on its current configuration to go to JJ's race on the big tires.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're doing. After that, we're going to reevaluate because we're not adding lean outs or anything for this event.
No, we're just going to run it strictly this. We're just trying to get it running good, get the grid working.
What would an ET goal to go out there? Big tire, no prep. 450s.
Oh yeah, I think they'd be cooking.
450s on a no prep untested car. I mean, like everyone, like, all right, for all you people that are here because I used JJ's arm drop in the title or in the tags or whatever, everyone's like, man, you need to go damn 330 in the 8th mile to beat them. Like, no.
We're just going to race.
Stop. We're going out there, and if everyone that's like, man, you guys are gonna be a bunch of ducks, like, we're going out there to participate, to enjoy our time with our badass cars. If we go some rounds.
If you think we're ducks, then you can come out with your pro mod.
Oh yeah, and your twin turbo street car that you build in 2 weeks. And bring your stacker and toter out there too. We're bringing 2 actually, so bring both yours. Yeah, bring your twin turbo Corvette too. What else are we gonna bring out there? Bring out your smart car. Like if that's how it's gonna be, then Petty John's gonna come in here.
Petty Matt too.
And Petty Matt, wow, new addition to the channel, Petty Matt.
What do you think, streetcar class and put the other wheels back on?
Dude, we could. I mean, listen, we can get as petty as we want to around here. So for everyone that's going to be like, oh man, y'all are ducks, y'all this, that, are you commenting on my TikTok saying some stuff? Where's your pro mod?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Come to the race with any of your cars.
Yeah, come on.
And don't be upset when you go out first round.
Yeah. How about that? You know what? It's funny. You guys can pick on me for getting out first round. You guys are holding damn Coors Light because you drink shitty beer. Just watching the race. Like, how's that? Oh, I spent my $20. And then you guys probably bitch about the admission fee, too, to watch. You're like, oh, man, I just spent $40 getting here, and they didn't let me bring in a cooler, and now I'm going to go home and get a Dewey on the ride back? Like, oh, damn. And then you're going to go on YouTube a week later and talk some shit on my YouTube channel. Thank you.
That car's a piece of shit while I'm driving my 99 F-150 with a blown-out spark plug. It's like, dum, 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 dum.
All right. We better settle down before someone gets offended. Someone's going to come and be like, I'm going to unsubscribe. I'll be like, do it. Dude, no, listen, Petty John keeps, it's late, okay? We need to eat. David, tell him about your last 48 hours.
Yeah,
give him a breakdown.
We're like 40 right now.
Hour 40?
Yeah.
If you guys email johndocrecovery@gmail.com and haven't got a response back, it's because this man's been on the road. Where'd you go? Give him the breakdown. What happened? I came in here and said, hey,
you're going to Hanover, Maryland, to Staunton, Virginia, 2 times on Memorial Day weekend in tornadoes.
And then what else did I say? No what? No hotels.
Oh, yeah, no hotels.
I was like, just keep driving.
Yeah.
Where'd you sleep?
In the driver's driver's seat of my truck. I stole a pillow out of the toter. It was great.
That's how you make the money around here. And he's back to go racing, but he needs some food, so we're going to run a cookout. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Go down and click that bell so you get notifications. This thing's going to be coming out soon. We've been making headway on Hank as well, so we're back to knocking them down. I was knocking them down. Matt scratched one off.
Now, I'm just trying to reduce the workload
by adding a whole other project, Matt. By adding a whole other project. Thank you. Way to reduce it. Swing and a miss.
Job security.
Oh my God. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go down, comment, like, subscribe. If you want some badass merchandise, lsnasty.com. We always have the merchandise available. You guys can go down there and get that. I think yesterday's video or tomorrow's video is going to be the Trailblazer giveaway winner. So thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.